Bonjour, mi ami. I am Napoleon Bonaparte, the famous French emperor. I was born in August 15, 1769 in Ajaccio, Corsica, France. My father, Carlo Bonaparte, was a lawyer that represented Louis XVI, and my mother, Laetitia Bonaparte. I was one of 8 children of an Italian Corsican heritage, and we were a part of the Roman Catholic Church. My family was a part of the nobility, so I was able to attend the College of Autun in Burgundy, France at the age of 8. Later, I transferred to the College of Brienne and graduated at the age of 16. My military career started in 1785 when I became the second lieutenant of the French army. I returned to Corsica in 1792, where I fought with Pasquale Paoli, a Corsican patriot and leader, to win independence for Corsica. Once we won, Paoli kicked my family and me out and forced us to flee to France. I earned a promotion when I helped defeat the British at the siege of Toulon, which helped regain territory for France. Imprisoned for 10 days on suspicion of treason, I was later sent to work in the map department of the French War Office. On October 5, 1795, French revolutionary troops and royalist troops began to fight. France was in revolution for many years and were trying to sort out the power. My military career nearly ended in 1796, but I was called to stop the uprising and was rewarded with a promotion to the commander of the Army of the Interior. I met Josephine and married her on March 9, 1796. After a few days of marrying her, I left her to start my new command of the Army of Italy. I trained my soldiers to survive off the wilderness, not expensive weaponry or food. I taught them to have speed and agility when moving through a battlefield. The 3 main tactics I used were infantry, cavalry, and artillery. My army and I used muskets for weaponry. We transported supplies by carrying bags on individual soldiers' backs, wagons, and animals. I have heard from people that my talent distinguishes me as one of, if not the best, military commanders of all time. The French army continued to win every battle against the Italians and Austrians. On October 17, 1797, I signed the Treaty of Campo Formio, which stopped the war between France and Austria to bring peace to the Holy Roman Empire. In May 1798, I sailed from Toulon, France with an army of 35,000 soldiers to Egypt. Within a few days, I had subjugated all of Lower Egypt. Once I conquered Egypt, I established a new government which contained postal services, hospitals, and a system for collecting taxes. 3 countries, Austria, Britain, and Russia, attempted to overrule the French army. Austrian and Russian forces had regained control of almost all of Italy. In August 1798, the British destroyed French Navy ships in the Battle of Nile, leaving the army cut off from the mainland. I left the army under the control of General Jean and returned to France with a handful of officers. On October 1799, I went directly to Paris, where I helped overthrow the Directory, a 5-man executive party that had replaced the king. I was rewarded with the position of First Consul of France for life. Austria and England ignored my signals for peace. I led an army back into Italy and defeated the Austrians at the Battle of Marengo. The Treaty of Amiens, March 1802, ended the war with Britain for the time being. I also restored harmony between the Roman Catholic Church and the French government. In 1804, I had changed my title to Emperor of France. My political agenda was to stabilize the economy and government, establish Bonapartism, the idea of having a strong and centralized state, restore order, and defend France from unwanted invaders. During my reign as emperor, I had established the Bank of France and passed laws such as reorganizing universal education, establishing property rights, and guaranteeing religious liberty for all the creeds, and most importantly, I reformed France's legal system with a new set of laws known as the Code of Napoleon. My epitaph will read, as I was over-accomplished, over-ambitious, and far-reaching. In 1805, the British destroyed France's navy in the Battle of Trafalgar. I was able to defeat the Russian and Austrian in Battle of Austerlitz, which led to the destruction of the 1,000-year-old Holy Roman Empire. In 1806, my forces destroyed the Prussian and Russian armies. June 1807, Alexander I, the Russian emperor, made peace at Tilsit. After Sweden was destroyed in 1808 with Russia's help, only England remained to oppose France. I planned to invade England, but reconsidered due to its superior naval forces. I decided to introduce the continental system, a blockade designed to close all the ports of Europe to British trade. I hoped this would force Britain to make peace on French terms. In Spain in 1808, the Peninsular War broke out over Spanish opposition to the appointment of my brother Joseph to the King of Spain. The English helped Spain in this war, which kept French troops occupied until 1814. Alexander I decided to end cooperation with the continental system, which led me to invade that country in 1812. In March 1810, I married Marie Louise, the daughter of Emperor Francis II of Austria. Despite this union, Austria declared war on France in 1813. In March 1814, Paris fell to a coalition made up of Britain, Prussia, Sweden, and Austria. I stepped down from my position as emperor in April. Louis XVIII, the brother of Louis XVI, was placed on the French throne. I was exiled to the island of Elba, but after 10 months, I made plans to return to power. I landed in southern France in February 1815 with 1,050 soldiers and marched to Paris. My colorful personality, charm, and quick wit became useful in putting myself back into power. Louis XVIII fled and my new reign began. The other European countries gathered to oppose me, so I was forced to return to war. On June 18, 1815, the combined British and Prussian armies defeated me at the Battle of Waterloo. I stepped down from power for a second time on June 22nd. I planned to go to America, but surrendered to the British on July 3rd. I was sent into exile on the island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic Ocean, where I spent the remaining years of my life. Merci beaucoup.
Woo!